Hello and happy Monday, my YouTube collective. It's your Ghoul Essence, and I am here to deliver your weekly messages. So, I already started my message on TikTok, and I decided to extend it here. So, we're going to pick up where we left off. I know I was talking about a friendship coming to an end, and the collective is a bit afraid to end that. Sorry, my cat likes to knock this camera over, and we are not having any interruptions here. But I was saying that the collective is a bit afraid to end a friendship. So we're going to pull some messages and jump into it. What do we have for the collective? All right, starting off exactly as I said, you do have double speak. If you can't win, confuse. You have hubris. Intelligence and confidence rarely exist simultaneously. You have infatuation. You can't know if it's temporary until it's over. And let's get one more. Malarkey. Very little here is important. Filter out the nonsense. And at the bottom of the deck, you do have conundrum. Assume you are capable of resolving any problem, and you will be. And collective, I do feel like you guys, which I know I said earlier, I know an example I used earlier is, say you are like in your 60s and you realize you spent years of your life being friends with, say, your group of girls who just like to drink and smoke. It doesn't have to even be girls. I know like men often fall into this trap, especially, you know, you fall into a group of friends basically where you guys just kind of indulge in really negative habits like drinking and gardening and just gossiping and doing very things that are fun to do on a weekend or for a couple hours out of the day, but not every single day. You may realize that you've kind of wasted years of your life hanging around these people and you haven't really done anything productive or noteworthy with your life. And you could be realizing, like, I'm hearing today is the day, like today is the day that I actually stop this or get away from these people. So going off of that example, I'm seeing here, like, you could be, again, getting really tired of a friend or a friend group, and you are having a hard time distancing yourself from these people because you could, you know, feel bad about, like, this new perspective or this new lease on life that you want to take. You may not want to come off with hubris as though, like, you know, you are better or you are, what's the word that people love to use, feeling bougie, or you're feeling yourself, or you're looking down on people. It's really funny. And going off of the double speak, if you can't win, confuse. I am seeing this as a lot of you may feel as though it's not even worth the discussion. You may feel like, you know, some of the people that you are distancing yourself from or the person you're distancing yourself from just wouldn't get it. Especially going off of that example, like, you know, some people who are set in their ways or just have a certain way of going about life, like just don't understand certain things. It's I'm thinking about family also, like, you know, very like toxic family when you want to start like doing productive things, like say going to the gym or eating healthy, and your family just don't partake in those things. If you come from a type of family who doesn't partake in those types of things and they feel a bit threatened by this change, instead of trying to understand it or support you, they'll beat you down and say that you're bougie, or, you know, you want to be like other people or something. You want to be like this person. But I do feel like collective, yeah, you guys are having a really hard time walking away from something this week. Okay. So starting with the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, like I said earlier, I do feel like you guys this week, I used the term move or be moved. You guys may have something come to a head by the end of this week, or you may just start to feel like, you know, when you are putting off something and you start to feel annoyed, you start to just get to a point where you are being reminded of the thing you are trying to run from at every step of the way. You could be having moments like that throughout the week, and by the end of the week, it may be so hard to ignore. But either way, the Nine of Swords in reverse, I do feel like this is you wanting to just, I'm hearing, get this off your back. It could be the feeling, or it could be the actual person or people. That is bringing me to the Eight of Wands upright, being clarified by the Six of Pentacles upright. I am tying this into double speak. If you can't win, confuse. I do feel like, again, you could be truly trying to figure out how you are going to break this off, break this connection off. I do also feel like this is you trying to figure out if it's even worth discussing, if it's even worth, like, you know, talking about. There could be a tad bit of, do I even need to explain this? Should I have to explain this? Like, you know, it's my life. Why do I have to ask permission to leave a connection? But there is also probably some semblance of, I do owe it to this person. But also, again, they're not going to get it. So I do feel like, you know, you are probably just trying to weigh your options and, you know, really just see how you can, I'm hearing assess the situation, but really see how you can approach the situation. With the Knight of Swords in the reverse, being clarified by the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, I do feel like this is you. I'm hearing Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. I feel like this is once I ran to you, now I run from you. Plain and simple, you guys are understanding that you and something is just not working. And I do feel like you guys understand that this is so far beyond, you know, working out or being worked out or changing. I do feel like you guys are so off like the possibility of, you know, this being repaired, or this person, I really feel like this is you also feeling as though this person can't catch up to you or won't catch up to you. And I don't think it's you guys being condescending or looking down on someone. It could be something as plain and simple as you going on a weight loss journey, and like, you know, the friends that you have are just not interested in being on a weight loss journey. And you know how hard it is to lose weight when you're around people who just are not on that timing. Like, you want to go out to eat and try to eat healthy, and these people are eating like copious amounts of food, which is great for them, but that's not really helping you stay focused. Or you're trying to cut out certain like indulgences, and you are hanging around people who are just indulging in things. It's going to really make it hard for you not to indulge in that behavior. So I feel like it's plain and simple, like you guys just doing quick math and realizing like, you know, this is not going to work out, and the change that I need around me is not going to come from this environment. And with that being said, I do need to walk away from this, because I won't be able to change if you guys are not changing, or if my environment doesn't change. So I do feel like, again, tying it back into hubris and the whole, is it worth like having this conversation? I do feel like you guys feel like almost like there's no point in having that conversation, because these people just won't get it, or they're going to chalk it up to, yeah, you're just being a bougie bitch, you know, like it's not going to go anywhere. Which is bringing me to Justice upright, being clarified by the Seven of Swords in reverse. I do feel like, plain and simple, this is you guys needing to understand that regardless of if you have the conversation, don't have the conversation, if you do it or let the universe handle it, you got to do it. Something needs to be done, because you owe it to yourself. I also do feel like the Seven of Swords could be a bit of you feeling fake, like I said earlier, like, you know, why am I showing up to something that like I know has ran its course? Why am I showing up to something that I don't want to be a part of? But I also do feel like this is you, again, most importantly, just owing it to yourself to get yourself out of something that is kind of cheating you out of, you know, a spot that you deserve to be in. Which is bringing me to, again, malarkey. Very little here is important. Filter out the nonsense. It doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter how someone feels. Doesn't matter how you look, what they say about you. What matters is you getting what you want out of life and being in the spot that you deserve to be in. Okay, let's pull some additional messages. Whatever comes out. You have boundaries. Saying no firmly, protecting your peace, setting limits clearly. Enough is enough. Lessons learned, wisdom gained, completing cycles, growth through experience. I'm wiser now. Recharge, mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. Hopeless romantic, believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, forever dreaming. And I feel like I pulled this card either in a personal or in the previous reading that I posted. And yeah, this could apply to a love romantic connection and stuff, but I feel like believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, forever dreaming. Like I said earlier, this is you guys being so far beyond the possibility of this person or people changing or catching up to you, or you being able to, like, you know, reach your goals and aspirations while still being in the same community or group as this person or people. And I do feel like this is probably, again, a long time coming, or it took you a while to kind of, like, you know, drop every ounce of hope, or yeah, hope for this person or people to even change. And I don't think, again, that you even want these people to change. I think this really has just been you guys trying to hold on to a friendship or a connection with someone or multiple someones out of love and care, and just being a hopeless romantic for those people or person. Okay. Now I want to use these tarot cards. Yep, you got the Three of Swords in the reverse, and I am tying that into boundaries. The High Priestess upright, the Nine of Wands upright. Collective, I do feel like you guys, once you get over the, and I don't think you're like scared, I really feel like it's more, you don't want to go through the, I'm hearing like the wave, and like I said earlier, like the drama that comes with having to separate with someone. And I really feel like it's just the how. And once you decide how, you're like, no matter what or how I decide to go about it, there's still something that comes with it. And I do feel like, you know, maybe some of you have anxiety about, like, you know, confrontation, or maybe some of you just, like, you know, don't like to hurt people's feelings. You don't like to know that someone is feeling rejected, or wanting to know what happened to a collective. Where are they? Why aren't they answering their phone? Like, maybe you internalize that feeling, or you know what that feels like because you've been there before. But I do feel like with the Three of Swords in the reverse being clarified by Death upright, this is you guys having to just, like, you know, understand that that pain is not for you to carry. And I think I said this earlier, that like you being able to remove these people makes room for people who are more in alignment with you, and it also makes room for people who are more in alignment with this person or people. So try to view it from that lens. You do have the High Priestess upright. This is being clarified by Strength in the reverse. I am tying this into the lessons learned. I do feel like this has a lot to do with, again, you guys just knowing it's time for you to get a move on in your life, which is bringing me to the Nine of Wands upright, being clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I do feel like this has a lot to do with you acknowledging the fact that, like, you know, it is time for you to stop being scared about taking away this offer, this connection, this friendship, this love. Because with Strength in the reverse, it's not to say these people are draining you, but ultimately they are draining you, they're derailing you, they're distracting you. One sec. So sorry about that. Had to cough. I'm still getting over this cold. But yes, this is you just needing to acknowledge that these are connections that are distracting you. They're kind of taking you off your path, and it is time for you to take this Ace of Pentacles away from these people and give it to yourself, or at least start giving it to the universe so they can take that energy and put you on the right path. I'm taking this Three of Cups upright, being clarified by the Four of Swords upright, and I am tying it into recharge with mental rest, emotional recovery, taking a break, come back stronger. Again, some of you may have been in friendships that have been not the best influences, not the best for your mental, just not the best people. And it's not to say you got to go lay in bed and nap for the next 40 days and 40 nights, but this may be you just needing to kind of reset, reconnect with yourself for a bit before being in this Two of, which is really funny because you do have the Devil in the reverse here, but before getting into this Two of Wands energy and planning your next move or just going on your next adventure. I do feel like ultimately though, you guys will, even if, again, move or be moved, even if you don't move, the universe will move you. It is time for you to cut off whatever this is, whoever these people are or person is. So that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for sticking around for this reading. I know it's been a couple days. I am getting over a cold, but I'm back. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed and continues to support. I do appreciate it. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.